Hello everyone. In this video, let us learn about primary screening of industrially important microorganisms. And in this video, we will concentrate more on crowded plate technique, and in my further videos, we will learn about other techniques. The most important factor for the success of any fermentation industry is a production strain. When we choose a particular microorganism as a production strain, then this microorganism should have certain characteristics. So let us see what are these characteristics that a microorganism should possess so that it can be used in the fermentation industry. First of all, the microorganism or the production strain should be a high yielding strain. The strain that we have selected should produce a large amount of product when we go for industrial fermentation. Another point is that it should have a stable biochemical characteristics. That means when an organism is undergoing a particular metabolic pathway to produce one particular product, then this organism should not deviate from its metabolic pathway. The enzymes and the metabolic activity of this production strain should be very stable. If it deviates, then there are chances that the product formation will be very less, or another undesirable product could be formed, or some toxic products could be formed. So therefore the production strain should have a stable biochemical characteristics. It should not produce any undesirable substances or toxic substances. If the production strain is producing any undesirable substances or toxic substances, then it will become difficult for us to purify the product during downstream processing. The undesirable substances will interfere during the purification of the product, and to purify this product because of the undesirable substances, we will have to spend a lot of money in purification process. So in this way the industry will incur the loss. So therefore the organism should not produce any undesirable substances or toxic substances which could harm the human beings or other animals. Last, the production strain should be easily we should be able to easily cultivate them on a large scale. Some production strain that we choose or a microorganism that we isolate will be able to grow in small scale fermenters or pilot fermenters, but sometimes when we go for a large scale production, it will not show much growth. So the production strain that we select should be easily cultivated on large scale. So we have to choose a production strain which will fulfill all these characteristics. Now let us see what screening is. Both detection and isolation of high yielding species from natural source material such as soil which is containing a heterogeneous microbial population is called as screening, and the screening techniques is of two types, that is primary screening and secondary screening. Now primary screening consists of some elementary tests which is required to detect and to isolate new microbial species which will have certain desired properties. Okay, and the secondary screening means this secondary screening will not does not provide much like for example, primary screening will not provide much information which is required to set up a new fermentation process. So secondary screening will help us in detecting the really useful microorganisms in the fermentation process. So secondary screening will help us to detect the microorganisms which are really useful in the fermentation process. Now moving on to the primary screening, there are various techniques in primary screening like crowded plate technique, oxanography, enrichment culture technique, and use of indicator eye. Crowded plate technique is used to detect the microorganisms which are antibiotic producers. Oxanography is a technique which is used to detect the organisms which produces amino acids growth factors extracellularly, and enrichment culture technique is used to detect the organism which will produce enzymes extracellularly, and use of indicator dyes is a technique which is used to isolate or detect the organisms which produces organic acids or alkalis. So in this video we will be looking into crowded plate technique. The crowded plate technique is the simplest screening technique which is employed in detecting and isolating antibiotic producers. So in this technique, what we do is we simply prepare a nutrient agar plate and we do a serial dilution of a soil sample. We know that soil sample contains a heterogeneous microbial population. A very wide variety of microorganisms will be present in the soil. So therefore we take soil and we serially dilute the soil and we prepare the nutrient agar plate. So we usually take the dilutions like 10 power minus 2 or 10 power minus 1 and we do spread plating on the nutrient agar plate. After doing this spread plating on the nutrient agar plate, we are going to incubate this plate for 24 hours or sometimes to 48 hours. Usually we incubate for 48 hours for antibiotic producers because the organism has to grow, and after it grows it has to produce antibiotic, wherein antibiotic is a secondary metabolite. So therefore it takes 48 hours for the organism to produce secondary metabolite. So we incubate the plate for 48 hours. After 48 hours, if we see, the agar plates will have about 300 to 400 colonies growing on one plate. Okay, so it is a crowded plate wherein a lot of colonies will be growing. So in this crowded plate, if we see a colony around which there is a zone of inhibition, around a colony, if we see there is zone of inhibition, that is other organisms are not growing around one particular colony, there are no other organism growing, that means there is a zone of inhibition produced by that particular colony. So if one colony is producing a zone of inhibition, then it is understood that colony is producing the antibiotic. The antibiotic that is produced by one particular colony is inhibiting the growth of the other organisms, is what we can understand. So that colony, that particular colony around which there is a zone of inhibition, that colony is considered as the primary isolate from the primary screening, and that will be taken for further tests. The crowded plate technique has a limited application since it merely provides information regarding the inhibitory activity of the colony against the unwanted organisms. This zone of inhibition that we are seeing could be because of other factors like other environmental factors, or it could be some nutritional factors. So in the primary screening, we cannot completely come into a conclusion that the zone of inhibition is because of the antibiotic producers. Therefore, we should go for a secondary screening process. Nowadays, the crowded plate technique is modified. So in this modified technique, agar plates which give well isolated colonies, roughly about 100 to 300 colonies per plate after incubation, are flooded with a suspension of the test organisms. So once we find the colony with zone of inhibition, what they do is they take that colony, they take the crowded plate colony and they flood the plate with a test organisms. Then this plate, you can see this diagram, in this diagram it is clearly showing they take the colony, which they take the plate which is having 300 to 400 colonies per plate, and they flood this plate with the test of organisms. Later these plates are subjected to further incubation to allow the growth of the test organisms. Later, if they see the formation of inhibitory zones around these test organisms, then that will give us a clear picture that the colony is actually producing the zone of inhibition and it is inhibiting the other organisms. Yeah, so that is another modified technique. So if we see a zone of inhibition around a particular colony, then that colony will be considered as the primary isolate on which further testings will be done for the antibiotic producers to cultivate them on large scale. That is all about crowded plate technique. In my further videos, let us learn about other techniques, that is oxanography, enrichment culture technique and use of indicator dyes. Thank you all.